From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, June 6th, 2016. Silver is trading at $16.48 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,243 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $585. Antiwar.com reports several dozen people were killed, as many as 53 according to some reports, in a new flurry of Syrian airstrikes against the al-Qaeda-held neighborhoods in the contested northern city of Aleppo. Many of the casualties were civilians. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights issued a report putting the death toll at 32, also putting the civilian toll at 16 in a single barrel bomb strike against the Katerji neighborhood. Multiple barrel bombings were reported. The White Helmets volunteers reported at least 40 airstrikes against the neighborhoods, and some factions claiming dozens of barrel bombs alone. Barrel bombs have been intermittently used by the Syrian Air Force as cheap, albeit unguided bombs. The lack of guiding on a barrel bomb and the fact that oil barrels full of metal and explosives were never meant to be bombs in the first place means they tend to careen off course and have often caused a large number of civilian casualties. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports Bernie Sanders expects the Democratic primary race for the nomination for president to come down to a convention vote because former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will not be able to reach the required number of delegates after the last of their party's nominating contest. Sanders called out the media during a press conference on Saturday for projecting Clinton will wrap up the nominations before polls close on Tuesday night in the California primary because he says she can't reach the 2,383 delegates required to win the nomination. Clinton currently has 1,769 pledged delegates to Sanders' 1,501. However, the media has largely been including the number of superdelegates who have already announced their intentions to vote for her at the convention. She has received 544 endorsements from superdelegates, which brings her total delegate count to 2,313 if none of them defect to Sanders. In addition to the Washington, D.C. primary on June 14th, there are 5 primaries and a caucus on June 7th. Polls have shown Sanders and Clinton are in a statistical tie in California, the biggest delegate prize of June 7th, with 546 delegates being split proportionally based on the results of the vote. The media has speculated, however, that if Clinton gets enough of the 142 pledged delegates at stake on the opposite side of the country in New Jersey, she will pull ahead of him, and if superdelegates are included, win the nomination before California has finished voting. Sanders contends that the proportion of delegates needed to win in the remaining primaries is not enough to pass the number for automatic qualification as the nominee, and that with superdelegates at stake, he has a shot to win if enough decide to support him. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spend-A-Bit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spend-A-Bit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co. Reuters reports firefighters managed to tame a fast-moving brush fire in the hills outside of Los Angeles on Sunday after it burned more than 500 acres and threatened homes in the affluent city of Calabasas. After some 5,000 people were forced to evacuate the area on Saturday, fire officials lifted mandatory evacuations on Sunday in Calabasas, a small city about 25 miles northwest of Los Angeles that several celebrities call home. John Tripp, deputy chief of the Los Angeles County Fire Department, said the fire had burned 516 acres and was 80% contained Sunday afternoon. A commercial building was destroyed in the fire, which started when a vehicle hit a utility pole and brought down a power line, but no homes were damaged. The fire was one of several burning in Southern California, where days of high temperatures dried out brush and produced what Tripp called extremely stressed vegetation. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.